I want to know what crack the execs at Nintendo were on when they came up with the idea for Pokémon Snap, a universe where the whole point is making these crazy monsters battle each other, creating the ultimate team and becoming the champion of the region, so powerful that no other person can defeat you. And these guys decided, imagine if you could take pictures of Pokémon. The concept is so stupid, taking pictures? Why the hell would I want to do that when I can make animals kill each other for my amusement? As a kid, I always knew Pokémon Snap existed, but never really gave it any thought. I wanted to be the best that there ever was, defeat all the rest, because that was my cause, and the only way to do so was with literally any other Pokemon game. But recently, some friends and I decided, what the hell, let's give it a shot. And I gotta hand it to them. They struck gold with this idea. God, this game is fun! We begin, like any Pokemon game, with giving ourselves a name. Chisp. Yeah, sounds like a good name to me. Once we've named our guy and let Oak yap for a little bit, we're thrown right into the tutorial. How do you play the game? You take pictures of Pokemon. Tutorial done. Go. We travel on a linear path through 6 distinct courses, with a secret 7th course at the end of the game. As we move through each course, we see Pokemon doing their little shenanigans, and we try to get the best picture we can of them. At the end of each course, we take what we consider to be the best picture of every Pokemon and submit them to Oak. Oak will then give our pictures a score, based on factors such as size, framing, as well as what the Pokemon's doing in the shot. The thing is, Oak is kinda weird about what he considers to be a good photo. In theory, stuff like scaling, framing of the photo, that makes sense. But for it to be a good photo, you'd think that the subject should be, I don't know, looking at the frame. Here is a photo of a Pidgey's ass that Oak just loved. He determined that this was the best photo of Pidgey that I had, and it took me ages to finally get a photo that he considered to be better. Another great example of Oak's odd judging practices, this is a photo of a dead Pikachu I killed. And Oak just loved it. In fact, he loved it so much that for the life of me, I could not change his mind about it. No matter how many pictures I got, no matter how perfect the framing was or how cool the pose Pikachu hit was, he loved my dead Pikachu photo. Oak, buddy, you're a little concerning, you know that?
You were close.
Now, you may be wondering, Jack, if we're just taking pictures of Pokemon, how did you kill Pikachu? Well, first of all, I didn't actually kill Pikachu. At least, I don't think I did. As we progress through each level, Oak will give us new gadgets that we can use to influence our surroundings. First, we get this apple, which we can throw to attract Pokemon. Say we want a Pokemon to move or to look at us. Throw the apple in the direction and they'll follow and eat it. Alright, harmless enough. We're giving Pokemon free food and we get a good photo. Win-win. Well, without skipping a beat, Oak gives us the Pester Ball. What does the Pester Ball do, I hear you asking? According to Wikipedia, when thrown at a Pokemon, it, and I quote, releases a noxious repellent that can knock out or stun Pokemon. For a professor who seems to care so much about Pokemon, he's awfully cruel. Anyway, in conclusion, that's how I got the photo of the dead Pikachu. Sorry, I mean fainted Pikachu. He's dead though. And before you start saying, well, it just stuns Pokemon, it doesn't kill them, watch me push this Charmeleon into a volcano. Yeah, he's dead. Shoot, I didn't even use a Pester Ball for that one. I just domed him straight with an apple. You know, maybe the Pester Ball wasn't as bad as I thought if the apple has the power to do that. That, or she just has a great throwing arm. I've ranted enough about brutalizing Pokemon. Now, what actually makes this game fun? Aside from the challenge of trying to get the highest score possible for each Pokemon, the fun comes from completing the decks. Rather than catching them all, we have to photograph them all. All 63 of them. Yeah, they didn't cram all 151 into Pokémon Snap, but honestly, the number of Pokemon they have is plenty. Every course is really densely packed with Pokemon, so adding more would have caused bloat, I think. The only way that they could have reasonably added all 151 Pokemon at a time would have been to add more courses, probably about double what they offer. Although in fairness, the game is really short. If you know what you're doing, you could probably 100% it in about an hour. So more courses would actually be kind of nice. However, what really made this game fun was not knowing where all the Pokemon were. My friends and I made an effort not to Google or look up any answers. We wanted to discover everything for ourselves. This ended up taking us a few days, and we felt so satisfied when we finally finished the decks. Each course is so tightly packed with secrets to discover. Like, for example, killing that Charmeleon from earlier didn't actually kill him. He actually evolved into a Charizard. Or you can get these Jinx to sing, which will cause an Articuno to hatch from its egg. And aside from finding all the Pokemon, there's also so many secret poses you can unlock. You can just get a photo of Jigglypuff, or if you manage to save all the Jigglypuff, they'll perform a concert for you, which will now give you a really high score from Oak. Going into this game basically completely blind with my friends was such a blast. I was honestly astonished that such a strange concept would wind up being one of my favorite games on the Nintendo 64. And even though you never become a Pokemon champion or anything, this game does a great job at making you feel like you're in the Pokemon universe. Seeing Pokemon in their natural environments, seeing how lots of them have different personalities, it's really charming. The game was very clearly tied in with the anime, with Todd Snap, the main character of the game, making an appearance in the show. Go play Pokemon Snap, I promise you. If you go in blind, and especially with a group of friends, it's such a blast. If you've played Pokemon Snap, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know I haven't posted in a little while, I've been busy, distracted, the usual. If there's a game you want me to cover though, drop it in the comments too. I'm always open to suggestions. Thank you all very much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.